Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right in today because we're looking at why May 6th, yeah, just a random day in spring, might actually be the greatest, most hidden golden date in all of math history.
Seriously, it's wild. On this one single date, across completely different centuries and countries, these brilliant minds were either born or passed away. And their life's work? Well, it literally built the modern world we live in today.
So, following the script structure outlined in our source document titled ENG, we're going to dive into this timeline like a detective story. We're tracking down four incredible minds: Petrović, Kochin, Weil, and Kloosterman. Let's get into it.
Okay, quick question. Have you ever wondered how your smartphone can accurately predict a massive storm days in advance before a single cloud even appears in the sky? It feels like magic, right?
Well, it's not magic. The answer actually traces all the way back to May 6th, 1901, with the birth of a brilliant Russian mathematician named Nikolai Kochin. See, Kochin figured out the incredibly complex math of how air friction interacts with the Earth's surface. Think about how wind drags against mountains, valleys, and open plains. Before his work, meteorologists kind of just ignored this friction. But Kochin proved it was a totally crucial piece of the weather puzzle. He essentially founded modern dynamic meteorology. By laying this mathematical groundwork, he took unpredictable weather and turned it into the calculated, digital forecasts we rely on every single day.
The big takeaway here? Without his equations, our modern weather apps simply wouldn't exist. Literally every forecast on your phone begins with his math of the wind. Pretty amazing, right?
All right, we are staying on May 6th, but we're going to jump backward in time now to 1868. And we're traveling to a completely different country to find our next clue.
Think about this for a second. How could humanity solve massive, complex mathematical equations automatically before microchips were even a thing? I mean, before electricity was even everywhere.
The answer's actually tied to a master river fisherman, who also happened to be a genius mathematician. His name was Mihailo Petrović, and, yep, you guessed it, he was born on May 6, 1868.
This guy was incredible. He built a physical computer entirely out of tubes and flowing water. He called it the hydraulic integrator. Instead of wires and electricity, he used fluid dynamics to solve incredibly complex differential equations. He basically proved that advanced math patterns exist right there in nature's flows. Oh, and if that resume wasn't impressive enough, he also served as a top cryptographer, using his knack for patterns to crack heavy-duty military codes.
This brilliantly illustrates how seeing the mechanical math behind physical phenomena actually paved the way for modern digital computing. Where we use electrons today, Petrović used the flow of water to master the complexities of his era. Just absolutely mind-blowing.
Okay, let's keep the date but flip the calendar forward a bit to 1906. Let's see how these mathematical leaps build straight into our current digital age. So, when you send a secure text to a friend, how exactly does the internet scramble it so perfectly that hackers absolutely cannot read it? Well, that invisible digital lock traces its roots to, you guessed it, May 6, 1906, and a brilliant French mathematician named André Weil. What Weil did was find a way to connect the visual architecture of geometry with the highly abstract theory of numbers. By discovering deep, hidden patterns inside algebraic curves, which are essentially shapes drawn purely with math, he unlocked a whole new level of complex abstraction. And it is exactly this kind of abstract, deeply structural math that forms the absolute basis of modern cryptography. It's how we encrypt our data, scramble our messages, and keep our online lives totally safe.
You know, the really fascinating takeaway for us here is how his purely abstract thoughts from over a century ago are literally what protect your privacy today. The architecture of abstract numbers has become the ultimate digital safe.
So, one date, so many interconnected stories. But we're going to make one final stop on our timeline, moving to the year 1968.
Think about modern computing for a second. When processing massive, chaotic amounts of data, how do our computer algorithms actually find the hidden rules without just crashing under the weight of it all?
Well, the foundation for sorting out all that data chaos is tied heavily to Hendrik Kloosterman, an amazing mathematician who passed away on May 6, 1968. Kloosterman relentlessly pursued exact formulas. He didn't settle for mere approximations when solving extremely complex quadratic forms, which, by the way, are basically equations that help us understand curved shapes in multiple dimensions. By cracking the behavior of what mathematicians call theta functions, he gave us the mathematical tools to recognize structure hiding inside seemingly random matrices of numbers. He didn't just want to be close, he wanted absolute precision.
And his dedication is just a great reminder that true mathematical beauty is about finding absolute certainty inside the unknown. It's all about finding the perfect pattern hiding deep inside the chaos.
Look at this timeline now. Every single person we've met today in this explainer, spanning across totally different centuries, different countries, and entirely different fields of study, was connected by the exact same pursuit.
Because these brilliant minds dared to ask how to find patterns in the chaos, our world today is what it is. We have accurate weather apps, digital computers, and totally secure internet messaging. It's all connected.
So, the next time you look down at your phone, just remember the incredible history hiding right there behind the screen. And ask yourself, what invisible math pattern is going to shape our future tomorrow? And hey, what pattern is waiting out there for you to discover it?